All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome everyone here to the State of Synth. My name is Dennis G.
Ooh, and I'm Neon Fox.
And we are here for another edition of the State of Synth, here with the best news and interviews and cat sounds, apparently. We do those too every now and then. We love our sound effects, but we just like having fun. It's a good time. We always have a good time on the show, and we want to thank all of our listeners for being on the show and listening and having a good time right along with us. How was your week, Mr. Neon Fox? How'd you make out?
It's all right, considering it's, Tuesday? So far, so good.
It is.
But,
it's early.
There's still, 3 days to go?
3 days to go. Yeah, that's true. But you know what? I found the secret to the happy fall/winter time. It's all about the eggnog, Jules, because it's in season, and usually I drink eggnog really all year round. I just do. I love eggnog. But now
I'm one of those people who
You don't like eggnog?
No.
Get out. Oh my god. You take the eggnog.
Don't kill me.
And you take the Fireball whiskey, right? And you pour the Fireball whiskey in the eggnog and put 2 ice cubes in, stir it around. It's like the greatest thing. I love it. It's Christmassy. It's very festive. It's very delicious, and it livens you up a little bit. It kind of wakes you up and gets you going in the morning, when you're ready to go off to work. It's important to really just get a little kick in the ass out the door, Well, I guess back when we were allowed to leave the house. But that's a different story, I guess. For a different time.
I remember those days. Man, Facebook's been bombarding me with memories from last year when I was in London.
Right. Remember when you were human?
Don't do that.
You did shit. Remember that? Remember that, Jules?
Yeah.
Hey, Jules, remember that thing when you went out and you had fun with friends? Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Now we do it on chat. Speaking of chat, if you guys are listening to the show, say hi in the chat. And,
Absolutely.
We'll shout out your names.
Going to give you some good shout-outs. We have a lot of shout-outs to put on today. We have some brand new Patreons. I'm very excited.
Yes.
Some awesome crew, people in the chat. It's very, very fun. And, of course, we have 2 awesome guests. Guests 1, 2, surprise.
Yes, 2. Yeah, we got a surprise guest.
Yes, surprise guest.
We're going to be speaking of Power Rob and his buddy Sebastian, who they make up Thrill Killer.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of good things in story. In story? I was trying to say top story and in store at the same time. But the words, too much eggnog, I guess. All right, here we go. So our top story of the evening. Get ready for our top story. This is the one we've been talking about all week long. Spotify reduces one of their largest and most popular playlists to, Jules, just 6 songs. Just 6
I know.
lovely
I can't believe that.
songs. And, they're okay. They're okay. I tell you what, Alex is on there, and kudos to Alex, because he's banging it, man. We love Alex. But there's a couple questionable ones on there. But apparently Spotify is doing their thing. They do what they do best, and confuse and befuddle the rest of our listeners and producers of the world. So anyway, just to give you a little bit of backstory here, the playlist is titled Retro Wave Outrun. I'm sure you might be following that if you were on the Spotify platform, I guess. Who isn't a synthwave fan and not following that playlist, right?
Wow.
Well,
it's one of the first I followed.
Yeah, it also has almost 650,000 followers, Jules. 650,000 followers.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, it's been dramatically reduced to 6 songs. The lucky artists that remained on the list were Alex, Hotel Pools, Kit Grill, Helix RX, Protopopper, Papa, and Roger Shaw. We have them on the show all the time, Jules. You know that.
Yeah.
You know.
Great synthwave artists.
I mean, they're cool. I tell you what, though, we do have a little bit more of the scoop, and Vosto has been working really hard to come up. Get the top story, of course, get all the actual factual information. So he's gonna get down to the truth, isn't he? He didn't make this up at all. He is, in fact, I believe he's. Well, let's just check in with him, Mr. Vosto Vlad. Are you out there?
Good evening, Night Ride FM and our most esteemed audience. Today, I was just relaxing on my fishing boat while suddenly an unexpected pirate ship appeared and has seized liberty away from me. I was brought to the leader of the ship as we speak and have been granted permission to broadcast what are perhaps my last minutes of being alive, as I am surrounded by AK-47 weapons pointing at my face. Hello, sir. Who are you, and why have you kidnapped me? Is it for my fishing rod, or is it for the excellent bait that I use? Tell me, please.
My name is Batman Kukumbe, leader of the Batman City and secret owner of Spotify. I've noticed you and your friends have a question about the Satan playlist, eh?
Yes. We would like to know why there are only 6 tracks left on the most followed Spotify Synthwave Outrun playlist.
So, that is your question?
Yes, that is my question.
Do you know that I have not only weapons on the ship, but also a cage with a pack of lions? Now, are you sure you want to ask that question?
I'm not so sure anymore.
It's okay, my brother. I will answer it for you. It's no problem. I have a brother. His name is Ovuwewewe Onyetwewewe Ugwebubem Osas, and he just acquired the Fruity Loop. He can't make high-level production, so I say to him, make synthwave, my brother, and I make sure you'll get thousands of dollars worth of plays on my Spotify.
That's such a tragedy. Here we thought Spotify is an honest business, but in reality, it is ran by a bad man.
Hey, being a bad man is not a bad thing. A bad man wears the best clothes. A bad man has the best car. All the best things. And let me tell you, I also put my brother Osas on the first place of the 6 artist playlist.
So, Helyrix, is that your friend's artist name? Who would have thought?
Yes, I made sure he gets the best things. He becomes a good bad man in his life. His artist name starts with hell because we are powerful, like hell.
General Badman, why did you even make a Twitter account called Spotify Cares?
Because it actually means spot if I care. Now, are you ready for the pack of lions?
No, I am definitely not ready, sir.
Okay, my brothers, just drop him in the water then. He's mostly skin and bones anyway. It's not worth it for my animals.
No!
Hey, are you still listening? You can't stop me. I have my eye on you. This is General Badman Kukumbe, ending all transmissions.
Oh my God, Vosto. I'm losing it. I'm so sorry. Vosto. Just when I thought Vosto couldn't come up with another character, he comes up with another character. So we love you, Vosto, and thank you so much for your crack shot reporting. And now we all know the answer. It was the bad man. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, so we're gonna move on.
Okay, you know what?
Oh my God.
I gotta throw a shout out to the chat.
Yes, please do.
To our YouTube listeners and to our Night Ride listeners, and I'm sure there's some people in the Discord and stuff. But anyways, who do we have here? We got PK Nylon listening in. Cleve Morris has joined us. Hannah Baird, Eden Future's in there. Cypher, Comrade Nixco. Of course, Z's lurking around. And Night Razor, aka Jason Hoffman.
It is not Justin.
I know, I called him Justin Hoffman. Oh, God damn it. All right. Jason, sorry. And of course, we got Electrish in the chat from Static Realms.
Hey, welcome.
And then we got this guy, Dark Rob, Mega-Powertronics. I wonder who he is.
Dark Rob.
Dark Rob. We got Rex Balls.
Of course. Nice.
And we got 2D Cat in there, who just dropped a wicked album.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. And Karin's in there. Hello, Karin. DJ Peacecraft is in there from Vancouver. And then over on YouTube, we got Flashback81 and Bitsy Ray and Denaturat and Kiersey V. Alan's in there. Tofurky, Genocide, and Joey. Oh, and Stylo Vogel. Hello, guys.
Hello, all you listeners out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. We do have some more fun coming up on our way here, but before that, what do you think we drop a tune, Mr. Neon Fox?
Oh, yeah. We know our YouTubers, they can't stand when people are talking.
Their tunes, man. They don't like the talking, Jules. They don't like it.
All right. Well, our first song is actually a cover from a Dublin artist called Your Friend Estevez. And here it is. This is All Night Long here on Night Ride FM.
once again, that was All Night Long featuring your friend Estevez. Man, that was a funky tune, man. I was like, Jules, I was on an island with that one, man.
Yeah, I love synthwave covers, especially, I mean, if you do Lionel Richie, why? Come on.
I was reaching for the coconuts. I was reaching out. I had no coconut in my hand, but if I had a coconut, I would be like, I don't know, like, what do you do with coconuts? You try to jam a straw inside them and drink the coconut juice? I don't even know what you do.
I think you're supposed to, I don't.
Do you? Can you put a straw inside of a coconut? How do they do that?
Yeah, they do. They do that little,
Yeah.
I don't know, they pop it or something.
They do. Do they use
been on
power
the beach
drills?
with like,
Power tools? Maybe.
yeah, I guess, power tools.
If you guys are listening on YouTube or in the chat, if you could let us know, because this honestly is a very important question, and also related to synthwave. How do they get the straws in the coconuts when they drink the juice out of the coconuts? This is mainly for just my enjoyment and information, because I don't know if anyone even cares about that. But
You missed a perfect segue.
I did.
Talking about power tools.
Oh God. Yeah, that was. See, I'm already faltering. I'm faltering. Hold on. Let me see if I can redeem ourselves here, or myself. Speaking of power things, that sounded really forced, though. I don't know. It wasn't as natural if I would have just came up with it. Jules, I'm just gonna let you handle the segues from now on.
All right. Well, speaking of power tools,
Yes.
why don't we bring on our very special guest tonight? It's Power Rob.
Hey, welcome.
Hey,
the
what's going on,
show.
guys?
Hey.
We're just having fun talking about coconuts and drinking the coconut juice inside of said coconuts, and it's good. It's great. I mean, you can mix coconuts with good drinks as well.
A lot of electrolytes, yeah.
It's got electrolytes. Yeah, I heard it's good for you. You know, that's why they
Pretty
drink
good,
it all
yeah.
the time on the beaches.
It's pretty good stuff. I mean, if you have an allergy, though, I don't know about that part. But yeah, I think the electrolytes are pretty good. Outside of that, I don't know.
Well, there you go. Very, very good. So as soon as we can figure out how to get a straw in them, we'll be set. We're gonna have a coconut party.
Now, speaking of electrolytes,
Yes.
Mr. Power Rob.
Yes. Power.
I'm guessing you need a shit ton of electrolytes.
Yeah.
Like, let's see. Okay, so
Yes.
let's see. You're in what, 3 bands?
Officially, like 3 main ones, yeah. I do some other
Good
collaborations
God.
off and on here and there.
All right, and you're also a singing coach.
Yeah, I teach vocals from a day job. Yeah, I do. Before COVID, I was doing a lot of rock opera stuff, theater stuff here and there, but I'm
Nice.
just keeping busy.
Yeah.
And somehow you also find time to work out.
Sometimes.
How many hours in the day do you have?
I gotta admit, I've spent way too much time arguing with anti-mask people on Facebook, so I have more than you think, a little more you think. But I guess it just depends on the day. Like, luckily with the projects I work with, I have some excellent teammates like Sebastian, who'll be on later. Dark Rob, who I think's reading the chat right now, buddy.
Hey, shout out.
But yeah, when you work with people like that, they can really pick up the slack. I was actually mentioning earlier, like I like the image you guys posted earlier, but when I hit Sebastian up to call in earlier to get ready for this, I was like, okay, we need to get you new photos because me being on that photo twice was not my idea.
I should have just created like 20 of them.
I was gonna
20
say
Robs.
it needed more Robs. It really did. Could you just fill the logo with Robs next time?
I was like, oh my god! I was gonna share the Thrill Killer page, and I was like, they're gonna think I just was like, who's Sebastian? We don't need him. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna tell people I'm gonna be on the show on that one. We'll put it on the Power Rob page, so that's perfect. So it was pretty funny.
Oh
So
man.
For most people listening, you guys probably know Power Rob. He's part of the band Mega-Powertronics. He's part of the band Thrill Killer. You've got your solo EP out on Aztec Records.
Yep.
How long have you been at the music thing?
Ooh, that's a good question.
This sorcery called music.
I would say I got into voice probably back in high school. I might give away my age a little bit, probably about 2005. I got pretty serious with taking vocal lessons around 2007, 2009. I worked with a really good coach named Larry Friedman, and then I worked with another opera coach named Joy Green. So I'd say ranking music itself, like originals, my first actual like demo I released was probably 2005, although that has been destroyed. No one will see that. The only reason I might show people if I get my hands on it is to show my students, hey, if I was this bad before, you guys are doing great. So that, but I mean, things I can show people, like I'm proud of. I would say 2008, and I began a band called Aries. Aries was a hard rock metal band that we were lucky enough to open for Sebastian Bach, Symphony X,
Wow.
Metal Church.
That's legit.
We had a good run. We actually ended on a good high note. Our last show was our second time opening for Bach. And
Wow.
So then I made Thrill Killer.
Very
So
nice.
keep busy.
So you have this gift of just freaking wailing on songs that like just blows my mind. And it just absolutely makes sense when you said that you trained in like opera and stuff like that. Like, that's not easy stuff. Like, that's not easy. Like, you can wail, you can scream and stuff like that, but you also need to hold the note. You had to have like a lot of vocal control. You know, it's a lot in the diaphragm and stuff like that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But now you do give lessons as well, so obviously you have a lot of skills. Now, if we have anybody out there that wants to, let's say, sing, could we get some Power Rob singing tips? Do you think
Sure.
you could throw us a couple of tips? Because I think I need to parlay my career a little bit. I mean, this data center thing's okay, you know, but you know, I got other
Sounds
things.
fun.
I want to be a superstar, you know. I want to sing and do all the things that the rock stars do. So, what would you recommend? What's your number one tip that you would give to new singers that are just trying to find their voice and make themselves heard?
Good question. I mean, I guess if you want to take the most universal, biggest tip I can give anybody is whenever someone asks me, you know, does someone either have it or they don't, my reaction is always, or my response is always, what it is defined as is not really the like having a couple skills early on. It's more the desire to be good. Like, if your desire to be a great vocalist is powerful enough, you're going to be outpacing a lot of the quote unquote naturals. Like, I did not have like innate skills, and I'm always still working on things. Like, even now, like I you know, not performing for 7 months. We had to film some sets for Retro Future Fest. I was training with an altitude mask to get the lungs to wake up again. You know, I would do Iron Maiden on a treadmill in our practice studio and just practice just to get the lower abdominals moving, all that stuff. And or like acid reflux. Like, I didn't even know I had that. And then when I became a vocalist, I noticed the reflux was like affecting my singing. And so like you have to obsess about things you didn't think you'd obsess about. Like, I had a sinus infection recently, and the antibiotics kind of messed my stomach up, which gave me more reflux again. So now I'm like trying to cure that and getting all those things. But like before singing, I would not have cared about. Like, there's allergies I have that I would not have noticed had I have not become a singer. So really, if you want to be great, like if you want to be good at it, you're gonna, that desire is more valuable than any inherent skill you're gonna have.
Okay, that's very good answer. So,
My God.
drinking the eggnog and the Fireball right before singing, not a good idea, right?
Not smoking.
Yeah, the smoking thing is interesting. I had a debate about that recently. It's very rare that I have this argument, but sometimes I do. Like, somebody brought up, I brought up how singing is one of the most, or smoking is one of the most universally bad things to do for your voice. There's almost no way around it. And there's always this whole like mysticism about certain singers who, quote unquote, you know, they get a smokiness to their voice because of smoking.
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah,
Unless you're
and so,
Stevie
like,
Nicks, you can't smoke while you sing.
Well, so when I brought up, I was like, you know, it's always a bad idea, and like you can create a smoky tone if you want to with the right tricks and stuff. And some guy came in going, "What about Freddie Mercury?" And I'm like, "What about him?" And he's like, well, he smoked. And I was like, yeah, I did in the 80s. And I can actually show you the years he actually smoked a lot more and show you how it affected his performance. So I started busting out, you know, videos and stuff. I was like, here he is in 1980, SNL. I was like, 80, I think 81, 80. I was like, you know, here he is after he began smoking. You can hear all the high notes are gone now. Like, you know, Roger Taylor is doing all the high notes for him in the back and stuff. And here's where he laid off of it. You can see his voice is coming back. And I'm like, it's not this, like, you can explain every part of your body, but for some reason some people think that your voice is this magical gateway to notes, and like it just defies the laws of physics and health, and it's like you have to take care of it. You simply have to. So some people, can they get away with it? Yeah, it really depends on the material. Like if you're doing something that's not going to be very rangy, like, you know, nothing that's going to be crazy high, then you could probably get away with it. But if you're doing something that's really going to, you know, push your limits a lot more, you know, the more minute material you have to do in terms of precision and range and all that stuff, your conditioning matters like more and more and more and more. Like on tour, everyone thinks about, if you're on tour, it's partying and stuff. I've got to be a jerk on tour. Like how much sleep we get, like if I have an allergy to dogs, so if we crash someone's house as a dog, I'm gonna have to find an alternative. I'll pay for a hotel room. Like, it's in order to do a good job. Like even if I think Dark Rout's probably out there right now. Like we even had an argument, or not argument, more of a debate. But like our last set of shows, which we did not know were going to be our last for COVID happened. But during that, we had a really great set of shows. We played Philadelphia. It was a weekender thing. And then after that, 2 days later, we played Brooklyn. And the thing was, like, the heating at the first show was out. And this is January. So, like, this is the first time I'm having trouble feeling my feet on stage. And I'm like, I'm going to feel that tomorrow in my voice. Wow. So, like, the plan, his plan was like, hey, man, we get to sightsee in New York on Saturday. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, you're going to make me walk around, just breathe all that air on Saturday and just expect me to sing on Sunday? I'll be home. You guys have fun. Like, I got to stay home. I got to shut up.
For sure. So basically, don't drink, don't smoke, and don't do shows in New York. Walk around.
Well, there was ways. I had this thing. Nebulizers are amazing. I was quiet all Saturday, and I basically had this portable nebulizer. I filled it with filtered water, and so on the way up, I would just breathe that in to rehydrate the cords, and it worked fine. You can't spend a couple, 5-6 hours outside just breathing in the cold air and stuff. But Robbie's he's always really accommodating. Like he it's funny. I believe he has a cat allergy and I have a dog allergy. So finding a place to crash can get kind of tricky. Oh man. Sometimes it boils down to, okay, well, who's using their voice tomorrow? All right, I am. So bite the bullet, buddy.
So basically, you take care of yourself and you have this powerful voice. I tell you what, let's jump in because I want to hear some Power Rob vocals now. You got me all excited talking about this vocal fun stuff here. Let's go ahead and what do you think? We actually have a tune by you lined up words. See, now I need to worry about I don't know, just getting words out. That's the hardest thing for me. Like, taking care of your voice is great, but like for me, like just getting the words out sometimes. Just get the words out. Like just
I've managed. That happens to me sometimes too with my ADHD. I've done a couple of these things called All-Star Jams, where like a lot of top guys in the area will get together to do like these cover like super groups and stuff. And I'll admit there've been a couple songs that I got brought into that I didn't actually quite know the words, but I made it sound like I did.
That's
like it. We did. Now I can tell you because it's been long enough. But I totally was on a cover of Tom Sawyer, and I still don't know verse 3. Like even now, and like so like I made it sound like I did.
Right.
And
today's Tom Sawyer's
you do what I do, and you make it up.
3, I made it sound like I did, and like I remember the comments. There's only one comment on the whole show, and there's a guy going, "Dude, whoever did Tom Sawyer was on point." And I was like, "No, I wasn't."
All right.
I'm glad you think I was.
Let's go ahead and we're going to drop this tune here. Now, Jules, do you want to go ahead and set this bad boy up for us here tonight?
Sure. Yeah, we need to play some music. We've got Gary May over in the YouTube chat. He's like, "Where's the music?"
Where's the music? Yeah, come on. I'm telling you, Gary. I tell Jules all the time that we just got to keep this thing moving. All right.
Just a quick shout out to Neon Lights and Zenitram Arian and Eddie Lovecraft, who's joined us in the Night Ride chat.
Hey.
Anyways, here we go. Let's hear a track from Power Rob's latest EP, which is on Aztec Records. It's the titular song.
Woo!
This is Runaway by Power Rob here on Night Ride FM.
She took a 7 speaks from the eyes. There's a madness and evil she keeps in disguise. A gaze cold as ice from the years of past. They tell the tale of a love gone stale, spending the nights in the fill of the chase to escape from the pain of a world gone insane. The beating of the fool, I'm dancing with a fever rules. Living fast, you gotta keep it cool. She's here to stay. She's a runaway. The beating of the fool, I'm dancing with a fever rules. Living fast, you gotta keep it cool. She's here to stay. She's a runaway. She can't go it alone. She's so far from home. She ain't going alone. She's so far from home. Don't be another fool. I'm dancing with the fever rules. Living fast, you gotta keep it cool. She's here to stay. She's a runaway. Don't be another fool. I'm dancing with the fever rules. Living fast, you gotta keep it cool. She's here to stay. She's a runaway. She can't get in there. No, no, no. She can't get in there. No, no, no. She can't get in there. No, when you found the moment. Oh, no,
And once again, that was Runaway by Power Rob. I just want to like lower my voice with all these names. We have Power Rob. We have, of course, we have a couple more guests. In fact, we might have a surprise guest lined up here. Are we ready to bring our surprise guest
Yeah, I
on?
think. Well, yeah. Well,
It's
you
our
know what?
surprise
He
that
was in
wasn't
the
a
chat.
surprise, but is a surprise.
Well, you know what? He was in the chat. Let's bring him on. Dark Rob, you there?
I want my name to be Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
We have.
Did anybody get that reference? The Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
I
No?
do. I got
Okay.
the
Oh my
reference.
God, we could spend hours talking about Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That's for sure.
Good taste. Good taste.
I want my name to be Spaghetti. And it's like, that kills me every time.
I love it. I tell you, Adult Swim, they're forward thinkers. They really are. They're very much ahead of their time. Space Ghost and Aqua Teen Hunger Force and
Aston McGee, dude. That show is so underrated.
don't even get me
McGee.
started on Tim and Eric. That's just where my absurd comedy comes from. That's just like,
Solid choice.
oh my God, it's ridiculous. All right, so we're not here to talk about that, though. We are here to talk about Mega-Tronics.
For those of you listening, Power Rob and Dark Rob are Mega-Tronics.
Yes.
And you guys have released some wicked stuff.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
And I know it's maybe a bit early yet, but you guys have stuff in the pipe, don't you? You're working on something, right?
Yeah, we kind of put a little feeler out there to see, what people wanted as far as like the next release from us. Do they want a full-length album? I was kind of taking a cue from Street Cleaner, where he does half EPs, like 5 tracks, and then another one of 5 tracks, and then a full length, and so on and so forth. So I was like, well, why don't we just do an EP? Because at this point we have enough new music material to do an EP. So it was kind of like, well, what do you want? And then I forgot to look at the poll on Instagram before it went away, so now I don't know the answer.
That's the best.
But I think we're going to do an EP. We got at least 4 new songs worth of music
Nice.
done. We need to, get Rob to do the vocals on it. There's one cover on it. We have the cover done. It's completely done. We're kind of timing when to release it because it's from a specific movie that has a specific anniversary coming up.
Oh.
Well, we actually have we're not completely completed, but we have 2 covers I believe are tracked right now.
They're tracked. One is completely done. One is halfway tracked out. The one that's completely done, we're timing that. So
I'm trying to rewind in my mind all the previous episodes where you guys were in the chat on Night Ride, hinting at a cover of this, a cover of that, and I'm trying to bring it to my mind.
We've got some sleuthing to do.
Oh, sleuthing.
All right, so this is amazing, though. So we have just an overflowing amount of Robs and Mega-Tronics and just like power bands. Like this is just like incredible.
So, like, when did you guys form Mega-Tronics?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How did this whole thing come together?
It kind of came together. Well, hold on, I got to think of a short way to do it. Okay, so I always knew what synthwave was. I just never knew what it was called. And then the Thor Ragnarok trailer came out, and then I discovered Magic Sword, and then I looked at Magic Sword, and that sent me down the YouTube rabbit hole, excuse me, of, I guess, rediscovering what synthwave was. I'm a huge Fear Factory fan, so I was like, I wonder what it would sound like if Fear Factory did a synthwave song. So I wrote all the music for I Fight Time. The same time I did that, sorry, excuse me. The same time I did that, Rob was doing his Thrill Killer music video universe, and the aesthetic was there with him. I love the aesthetic as well, so it definitely wouldn't have been a problem. Like, hey, Rob, we need to wear this on stage if we're going to do a band. So I thought ahead for that, and obviously that worked out. And then I was like, again, I think if anybody's going to be able to knock this out of the park to combine both, it's going to be him. So I asked him, and he wrote the lyrics for it and put it on there. And then it was kind of like, well, let's release it. If people like it, we'll make an album. If they don't, we tried and people liked it. So sorry, you guys got a full album out of it.
Sorry. You got all some tunes to listen to.
That's pretty much it. It was just like an idea of, can we combine what our background is into this genre? And at the same time, I was discovering that a lot of bands, well, there's bands that do that, like Perturbator does heavy stuff but not guitar driven heavy stuff. You got Brute, Carpenter Brute does the thing, and then Dance with the Dead's the one that has like the most guitars in it. So those three kind of told me, hey, that this is possible to do, and I wanted to kind of do it my own way so that I didn't really sound like anybody like that. And then I was like, I come from a background of like bands with vocals, so I wanted vocals on it, and I brought Rob in. And then at that point it was kind of like, well, there's only two of us, we don't have to split anything 5 ways. Just to keep it fair, absolutely everything is 50-50 down the middle all the time. Like, we split everything, all the decisions are made 50-50. The credits are done. I write all the music, he writes all the lyrics. We don't step on each other's toes, and it works out very, very well. We almost never butt heads on things, and if it does, it's usually something that comes out being for the better of the material.
Right.
That's good. And you know what? I like what you said about aesthetic too, because I think if there's anybody out there who doesn't like the color blue or magenta, then there's something wrong with them.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of which, how are the shoes treating you, sir?
Oh, geez, they're awesome.
Wait, hold on one. We need to back that up, actually. Can we break this down? I have never seen a synthwave ensemble that has their own shoes. Like,
they've got underwear as well.
Exactly.
They got panties.
You have your own shoes.
Exactly.
Where did that come from? Whose idea was it? How did this happen?
You know what? Dark Rob told me when I got him, he's like, you got to get the pink laces. So I went out to Amazon, got the pink laces. And,
even Serena doesn't have her own shoes.
I was looking at some print companies. So, anytime you don't have any overhead cost is great. So I was looking at some print on demand companies, and I found one that offered shoes. And I'm like, nope. A couple people have bomber jackets. Everybody's got artwork. Everybody's got T-shirts, but they ain't got shoes.
They ain't got shoes. That's true.
So I threw our T-shirt album artwork on the shoes, and they fit. And then I noticed you can make ladies' underwear. So I was like, well, let's put my face on the cheek.
Of course.
Let's
You
put
know,
our faces on some nice lady butt cheeks, and
There
like
it
the
is.
little skull like artwork fits right nicely in the
I
front.
was so tempted to stick that on the graphic for our show tonight. Just
hey, and I just found out we can make men's boxer briefs too.
Nice.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Because you got
Ah.
to, it's equal rights now, and you know you got to be fair to the men and the ladies. You know.
True, and
although
you know,
what, Wave Shaper had about 10 or 12 action figures done.
Nice.
So when are we gonna get some like Megatronics action figures?
as soon as we find, as soon as we find a cost-effective way to do it,
That's
and
on my wish list.
we make things that people want. If people don't want it, we don't make it. So if maybe we can ask around, and I'll make another poll about it and totally forget to check the answers.
Well, there you go. Now, how can people purchase if they choose to purchase said underwear or sneakers or music? I'm sure you guys do music too, right?
Oh yeah.
Do we?
Yeah, every once in a while, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. We do music.
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
So where do they go? Where do we send them to? Bandcamp, right? That's your main stable?
Yeah, Bandcamp is megatronics.bandcamp.com. Everything is the full album, and then the one separate single, Notorious. We have everything's on the digital streaming, the Apples and the Spotify's, and if you, I can't remember the exact address of it, but if you go to Etsy and just look up Megatronics, our store will show up. It's like megatronics.something.etsy. I don't know, but you can't miss us. Our faces on everything.
Thanks to Bo Bradshaw. That's the guy that made the artwork. I knocked it
man.
out of the park.
Nice.
And it's funny. It's so funny that like I found Bo Bradshaw because he does all the shirt artwork for a band called Unleash the Archers. They're a Canadian power metal band, and I didn't think that he would answer me. You know, I thought he was a big time guy, and he is a big time guy in my eyes as far as artwork. But he's a cool dude, and it turns out that he's a power metal fan and a synthwave fan. So all I had to do is tell him, look, take our faces, make us look like we're in the middle of Contra, but make it aesthetic.
There
and
it
he
is.
nailed it. Like
And,
and on that design, there's like all kinds of like 80s references and Easter eggs to search out if you dig through it.
Well,
You know what, I found it. So it's etsy.com/shop/Megatronics merch.
there it
Yeah,
is.
it's in the
I
chat.
can't
Thanks a
remember
lot.
all that.
There you go.
Get your merch, people. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop another tune here. But before we do, now, Power Rob. I got to get my Rob straight here. We have Power Rob and Dark Rob. And did you guys ever think about having your own video game? But we'll get to that later. But you guys could be like the old 80s version of Bad Dudes. That would be great. But we could call it Bad Men. And we could
It's funny.
incorporate the whole episode of the
Bad
State of
Men.
Synth. Bad Men.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We had I remember Robbie might remember this too. His band Omnislash played alongside Thrill Killer for a Magfest thing, and I think you remember the artwork on that one where the flyer was a Streets of Rage character select screen, and it was each one was a singer in a different band. So there have been some references so far.
All right, so we're going to move in that direction. We got to get a game. I mean, Street Cleaner's got a game. We got to get a game with Power Rob and Dark Rob. But in the meantime, too, we want to talk about your other project as well. Of course, Thrill Killer. Now we're going to go ahead and drop this song here. Now, do you want to set this one up? A little bit of backstory on King of 1984 is the song we're going to play. So can you let us a little bit in on that tune?
Sure. So King of 84 was, I guess it's actually it's one of the sort of older Thrill Killer songs now, and it kind of began to set the tone for that band to start going into some more 80s aesthetic music. Thrill Killer was initially designed from the ground up to be a rock band that I, for a change, built the music and the lyrics for. Usually I just build like vocal melodies and stuff, and so I started building songs from the ground up with the lineup we had at the time, was guitar and drums and bass and all that. But with King of 84, I wanted to try something a bit more aesthetic. So this is back when 1984 was cool, like 2017. So like when I wrote that back then, I had some pretty aesthetic keys I built on that. I didn't play too many instruments on that album, actually pretty much just the keys on this. But that led to the beginning of the Thrill Killer music film universe. we had a director we were working with at the time, and we were going to do an old song of ours called Passion Killer as our debut music video. But then he heard King of 84. It was kind of like in our vault at the time. And he's like, we got to do that. And I was like, oh, God, that means it's going to have to be big. Because it's one of those tunes. And so we got very lucky. He happened to be really big into 80s aesthetic. Some of my friends at the Baltimore Rock Opera Society just coincidentally was in contact with this really fancy theater costume company that happened to have a warehouse of 1980s sci-fi costumes they had to get rid of.
Wow.
Just coincidentally from this some high level theater show. And so Sebastian and I showed up with a truck and just started grabbing everything. Well, we also happen to be friends with a very aesthetic bar called Angel's Rock Bar, which happened to have an aesthetic pink and blue like wall and everything near a lounge, and even like a gigantic I think it's like plastic set of of lips with a cigarette coming out of it. Very aesthetic, gigantic prop they had. So I was like, I think the pieces are in play here. And so after King of 84 came out, which is this one here, the first one, I decided, okay, let's make a sequel to that one, because that was kind of a self-contained storyline. But what if we make the main character of just a freaking time cop? And
so this is all like a rock opera type of thing? Like the whole thing kind of tells a story. This is actually really cool. So you have do you put it on as a performance, or is it just kind of like in the liner notes kind of thing?
It's funny because in the King of 84, it's all kind of visually told, the story. There's not much backstory to the main character and what's going on. It's kind of just all one big bar fight, pretty much. The second one has actors, we have dialogue, and that's San Francisco Moto. That's where we have, the angry police chief yelling at the main character for being a loose cannon, all that fun stuff. I want your badge and your gun, all that. Like, we totally went all the way. Yeah, and so that was video 2, and then that one tells the story continuing 84. And what we're about to talk about when Sebastian hops in here after the song is the third one, which we spent roughly 2 years either preparing, writing, or just arranging for, which is Digital Desperado. And we have a big announcement for that after the song is over with. But it might be the conclusion of this multi-year time cop saga.
Very nice.
And the new one, I'm proud of the first 2 ones. I think we all are. But if you like the first 2, the third's going to blow it away, no doubt.
All right, so I'm just head over heels excited to give this a spin. So let's go ahead and dive right onto it here. Mr. Jules, do you want to go ahead and set this tune up for us here tonight?
Sure. Yes. So from the album San Francisco Moto, this is Thrill Killer with King of 1984 here on Night Ride FM.
Around me, there's harmony and hidden words. My heart is pounding. Our tyranny, it's in reverse, but the sound and fury up in the sky rains down with thunder, but in disguise. It's a tale of rhythm, a tale of lies. We'll dance on forever into the night. Emotion overload. You're king of a night. Show. You're king of a 1984. They'll never work. always tomorrow to tell your side. An electric playground, you make the rules. All eyes upon you, you cannot lose. Emotion overload. You're king of 1984. The man who's in control. You're king of 1984. We'll never stop the show. You're king of 1984. Deliver words for all the world. You're king of 1984. It's calling your name. You're the king of 1984. It's calling your name. You're the king of 1984. It's calling your name. You're the king of 1984. It's calling your name. You're the king of 1984. It's calling your name. You're the king of 1984. Emotion overload. You're king of 1984. The man who's in control. You're king of 1984. We'll never stop the show. You're king of 1984. Deliver words for all the world. You're king of 1984.
And once again, that was King of 1984 with Thrill Killer. I said it backwards again. You know what I'm talking about.
From the album San Francisco Moto.
Yes, yes. And we have another guest, ladies and
Yes, we do.
gentlemen. Part of Thrill Killer, we would like to bring on our very special third guest, Sebastian, who plays keyboard and does kind of everything under the sun
Guitar,
as well.
bass.
He's lead guitar and he does bass every once in a while. The only keys that are played in Thrill Killer are a little bit of played by me, like the intro on that one. But it's the only thing is not to play right now is keyboards. But eventually, I'm assuming he will.
So welcome, Sebastian. What's going on?
How's it going,
Hello,
Sebastian?
Here. I am doing great. How about yourself?
All right.
Good, man. Good. We are just having a great time. We're rocking out. I'm rocking out pretty hard, I'll be honest with you, because we don't get a lot of this like over the top. I mean, this is just like over the top 80s hair metal band fun, man. And the fact that you're like playing
Perfect hair metal.
and the rock opera aspect of it is just it's amazing. I love it. I'm just totally raging out. So great stuff, man. Really, really good. Now, how did you get involved with Power Rob to kind of put this whole Thrill Killer thing together?
We've been working together for about 4 or 5 years. It was something like that.
Yeah.
Don't know exactly how long, but yeah, it was a while. We linked in because Thrill Killer had released their first EP at that point, and he was looking for instrumentalist, bass player at the time, and I was, hey, I have a bass, we'll send you some demos. We can have like a audition or something. And he was like, sure. And we auditioned, and they took a little time to talk about it. And once the audition was done, was like, so how did it go? And he was like, yeah, you're pretty much in at this point. Like, just not even pretend you're not.
Yeah, he was.
And we've been together since then. At that point, yeah.
That's
I think
awesome.
Sebastian was interesting because bassists, when you audition for rock bands, are usually one of the hardest things to find. At least a good one. There's always
true.
kind of a running joke where most bass players are kind of failed guitar players, and like that's the only reason they play. And this guy though was like a bona fide excellent bass shredder. I mean, he nailed that solo in King of '84. I think was like 2 takes maybe. Like he just shredded that thing out. And so he was the first time. Like one of the audition things for Thrill Killer was I wanted someone to just do a video playthrough of them playing something just to see their skill before we set up like a practice and everything. Not only did he do that, he played one of our songs back to front and was like mouthing the words out and like singing along stuff. I was like, "Geez, all right, well, we got our guy." Just nailed everything. So yeah, Sebastian's been a blast. He will be starring as the lead villain in the upcoming music film. We made a deal.
So this one thing I want. I don't know if the people listening, they need to learn about this. You guys, Thrill Killer. This is what you've got. Music film number 3 on the way.
Yes, Digital Desperado.
So what are these music films?
Well, kind of pounding on what we were mentioning a bit earlier with 84. Started off with that one where we had just this really ridiculous 80s, music video that I was like, man, there's a lot of cinematic elements to this. And so when the second one came out, San Francisco Moto, which was a song that I wrote heavily based off of like early 80s kind of funk music, kind of a different aspect of the 80s sound I thought was kind of underappreciated at times. I thought, okay, if we're going to do that, and it's kind of this cool, like kind of funk vibe to it, let's go Time Cop. Like we're going Time Cop, all this other stuff. And so the second film was really where the story of the main character, Rex Razor, takes off. Like, it goes into how the time stream kind of works, and who the bad guys of the universe are and all this stuff. And that's when I started working with Dark Rob, at least in terms of 80s aesthetic stuff. He played the lead villain in the second film, Snide. So we got that one put together, and then I was working with all of our extras and stuff, and I was sitting back on one of the filming days, and I thought, how the heck are we going to top 2? Like, because 2 is massive. Well, after 2 years of work, I could safely say on behalf of us that we definitely have topped 2. We landed some really crazy locations. Actors, we had an MMA school working with us.
Oh, nice.
Fight sequences. I was lucky enough to perform this one show a couple of years ago called Convergence Maximus. It was this massive event featuring the concert artists of Baltimore, which is basically the city's symphony alongside the Baltimore Rock Opera Society. Yeah, it's this massive, gorgeous event. Jeez. Well, the venue was also, epically sized as well. And as a Hail Mary, I was like, what if I could get us that place? And I managed to get it. And so that's where most of Digital Desperado takes place, in this just gorgeous marble, just massive monument building that's just towering. And there's that. There's also we showed some clips you guys saw where Rex Razor uses this LED power glove with just decked out with effects and stuff, where I punch a dude into the previous week. And the dude just disappears. All the bad guys are stunned, and the dude shows up looking at himself a week prior. Then it hard cuts back to me looking at the other bad guys just running away. It's tons of this kind of stuff.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
I gotta tell everyone, if you're listening, if you want to check out these videos, just head on over to youtube.com/Thrill Killer Music.
Yes, that's what I want to listen to.
Because these are just over the top.
There were so many gags in the second film. I use my chrono watch, and I punch a dude into an old man. That's how I beat one of the big guys.
Can you punch me into 2022? When COVID is over, because that's what I'd like to be punched into.
This is some Kung Fury type shit.
Yeah.
It's funny you bring up Kung Fury, because in King of '84, if I'm actually wearing as an Easter egg, there is a Kung Fury shirt Rex Razor has under his jacket. Just as a little bit of a nod. It's not a very bright one, so you have to look hard to see it. But yeah, it was my little bit of tip of the hat. I was totally getting some Kung Fury vibes.
Well, very, very good. All right, I tell you what, let's see if we can dive into another song here, because we want to kind of get on with a couple of our news topics too, let you know a little bit about some of our album releases, and get you some more good stuff. So, Mr. Jules, I know before too, we've had a bunch of people just kind of jump into the Night Ride chat, so you want to give them a quick shout out, Mr. Neon Fox?
Oh yeah, well, let's see, over in Night Ride and YouTube, Egg Shen just joined us, as well as Animal and Fennec Code. So hello, everyone.
Hello, guys. Good morning, good evening, good nights, whatever it is for you. And shout outs to the crew, all the people that came to listen to the show, and the good music. So let's dive into another track here, Mr. Neon Fox. What do we have here? Oh, we have this Plantronic song. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, Plantronic. It's a duo. One's Finnish, one's German. And they sent me over their latest single. It's called Dreams by Plantronic here on Night Ride FM.
And once again, that was Plantronic.
Plantronic.
I said it wrong again. We were just talking off air about how I can't say names, and I get on the air and I can't say names. So apologies.
So for those of you listening, you can head over to Plantronic Music.
Plantronic. Like Platonic.
Yeah, Plantronic, yeah. It's
yes.
actually, Plantronic is made up of two producers that some people may know. Kay Burden
Oh yeah.
Who's from Germany. And then another producer named Some E, as in something, some dash E, and he's from Finland, because we love our Finns.
We do love our Finns. That's true.
Yeah,
Very nice. I didn't know that was Kay Burton doing that.
Yeah, it's Kay Burton.
I know Kay. Very good. Very, very good. All right, so we got some great tunes. We have a lot of Robs. We've got a lot of Tronics.
Sebastian. Rob, Sebastian.
Yeah.
Speaking of Sebastian, but while this song was playing, we were talking in the background, and apparently Rob he's going to be bringing Sebastian some whey protein.
Oh yeah.
Tell us the story about how you use
and a new mic too.
Yeah.
You use whey protein as payment for particular things, I guess, right?
Yeah, like so basically because of the pandemic, we couldn't have as many band practices, like full band practices. Number one, we want to make sure everyone was tested all the time, and number two, not many shows are gonna be around. So the best way to utilize the practice space is we brought in like a kind of a fold up treadmill, and brought my weights and everything. We kind of turned it into like a recording studio and also a gym. And so I've had to go on a couple of vacation things recently, and when I was gone, Sebastian would look after my cat. And so recently I was like, you know what? I have a bunch of whey protein. Like, I think I might be lactose intolerant, so I don't really have a use for it. So I've been kind of I'll be like leaving things at the practice dungeon, or just, gym for like payment. I'm like, here you go, take this. And
that is the manliest thing, paying somebody in wheat protein. That's that's just incredible.
I was like, I got it laying around. Why not, man? So yeah, he's been hustling. I know he's definitely been putting that gym to use. He's been kicking some serious butt training. So I know he's definitely gonna put to use. So I'm making it out or drop off Sebastian. Got some more I'm dropping off to you probably, maybe 30 minutes after we're done. Thankfully it's a 24-hour room. So whenever it is, I'm gonna drop it off.
Wall is the goal.
So Sebastian, besides working out, taking care of cats, what's the typical day for you look like?
Well, I do have a job, so I take care of that. Usually when I'm home, I like to work in music. I like to practice, just try, sharpen the art and try to get better at it. Say that is what it mainly boils down to. I like to keep working on different music, different ideas. So I was playing bass, now it's guitar, so just trying to kind of work in both. I like to have both ends as solid as possible.
That's great, though. I mean, it's what it's all about. Just having, again, like we were talking about at the top of the hour, just having that dedication and just going for it, and putting your time in and learning things. You're not going to figure things out and in the very first thing, and everything takes practice. It takes practice to produce and sing and pronounce things properly.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely think one of the things what keeps the reasons why I've been working so long with Rob already, and just because we work so well together, is because I've always been grateful to be able to work at someone like a talented like him. So we kind of go not a head butts, but it's always just like we try to push ourselves to the absolute best of each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Just like working out.
Just like working out. So now, real quick, you guys, I believe, do we have the privilege of making a special announcement here on the show about another upcoming show, which, in fact, we have a couple of peeps in the chat room.
Yeah, we've got Electrish in the chat room.
So Trish, she's great.
So what do you got to say here?
Well, so we got word back from our director that we're going to be getting. We have a deadline. He says he can have this completely finished by next month. So I decided that I had such a great time having my stuff on Static Realms recently and talking to the people involved that we were going to debut Digital Desperado on Static Realms next month on we're aiming at the 19th.
Nice.
So that's the big announcement. Yeah. So we're really excited.
Static Realms is great. It's like, if you guys are listening in the audience and you don't know of Static Realms, it is just like this crazy MTV style. Well, in fact, we've had Electrish on the show this season, so you know what it's all about. But man, they're just like, they're still going, and in fact, we have a couple of our Night Ride alums that are also going to be doing, I guess, either perform. We had Night Rider 87 on, and we had a couple other ones that are coming up. So very good.
I'm loving.
I thought they were
Very.
Where's that?
Go ahead.
Oh, I would say I after seeing their show a few times, I was just like, the visuals, the effort they put in, the quality. It was
I love
like,
it.
Yeah, this has got to be if we're gonna put it on any show, because what we did for the first two is we had a live Thrill Killer show, but we would air the video and stuff on a big screen and all that. But with the virus and all that, I wanted to try something a bit more in video. And then when I stumbled onto Static Realms, I was like, this is the perfect home. Like it's so visual that it's perfect.
Yeah, it definitely is. So tune in. That's going to be a big thing. So what date is that again? That's going to debut?
December 19th.
December 19th. That is coming up.
Folks, if you're listening, if you want to check out Static Realms, head over to twitter.com/Static Realms. If you're on YouTube, just do a search for the Not So Serious Show on YouTube. You'll find a shit ton of Static Realms episodes there.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's literally MTV for the current generation.
It is. And you'll see a lot of the Night Riders in there. So, we definitely hang out and have some fun. We all have fun and we chat. And I actually do something other than talk the entire time. So that's good. Speaking of not talking, let's kick it to Mr. Julian Green, who I believe has some album releases to tell us about. You want to go ahead and dive into a few of those?
Sure. Yeah. I'm going to blast through these. Let's see. On the 13th, Motor dropped Aerodynamics 01 new album, and Turbo Knight dropped Electric Sound.
Oh, I love that
and
tune.
Today, we're going to hear a track from this at the end of the show. Russian artist. It's a couple. They dropped Ember City, the album, and the band name is called Synthepex.
Nice.
And of course, on the 20th, Deadlife is dropping his new album, Dark Nation. On the 27th, and apparently Ashley at Forged in Neon got a early listen to this. The 27th, Essinger and Nina team up for their Nightcall cover.
I heard about that. Yeah,
we gotta get on that.
I'm kind of miffed because Ash didn't sneak a copy over to me.
Slide it into our inbox.
Come on. I thought that's what we all do. We start pirating everybody's songs amongst each other.
That's it. All right,
we're gonna. All right, I just found this out today. Well, actually, I should have found this out last week. But on the 30th, Mades, M-A-D-E-S, is dropping his new album, Arrival.
Very nice.
And Ski Mode, who's done collaborations with Von Kaiser, dropping his album on the 1st of December called Soon Comes Night. And then on the 4th of December, we got Comtrues with In Decay 2.
Yeah.
Carbon Killer's dropping an LP on the 4th of December. Don't know the name of it yet, but hey, it's Carbon Killer. It's going to be some good dark synth. And then finally, on the 18th of December, Power Nerd. Dropping a new album called Destroy to Create.
Yes.
And that leads me into our next song. Ooh. Yeah, so before I say that, one thing we were talking about before the show started with Power Rob here is that Power Nerd and Dana Jean Phoenix came up with their album Mega Wave.
Ah, yes.
But Megatronics has an album called Power Wave out.
Yes, Powergate.
I'm so confused.
It's a very serious problem.
Mega Wave, Power Wave,
Mega
Megatronics, Power Nerd. Come on, what's going on here?
I know. I remember I tagged Power Nerd too, and they announced Mega Wave, and I was like, "You son of a bitch!" Right when it happened, and so like I remember when we were doing Retro Future Fest, I was talking to Dark Rob, and I saw they were on it. I was like, "Oh, cool, Power Wave." And I was like, it changed back to the character I should be, which is the angry, pissed off Megatronics guy. I was like, either Power Nerd collaborates with us, or he will be destroyed. It's the only way to solve this. Is we must collaborate.
We've got some nuclear weapons stuffed in a toaster, so I think we might be able to help you out.
Some mega power nerd wave.
Yeah, he seems like a pretty cool guy. Fun stuff. One other thing, I just happened 5 seconds ago. You guys might find it's kind of funny. One of the things that Sebastian's also, the many talents of Sebastian, is he's fluent in English and Spanish, and that has been very handy in Thrill Killer.
Oh, nice.
His character actually, it's one of his superpowers is he's multilingual and Rex is not. And so there were parts where he's like talking shit to me, and like I don't understand. I'm like, huh? And like I have to like read the subtitles to understand what he's saying. And like so
Claro que sí.
yeah. So like there was just now on Twitter I got tagged for the Karos Whisper cover on the EP that was on there, and it was all in Spanish. It's like as you guys are talking, I sent him a screenshot. And I'm like, ... is this good? Like, it's like, I see bien. And he was like, yes, that is good. And I was like, oh, good.
Well, would Sebastian tell you the truth, though?
Yeah, he's a good guy. But it's like, yeah, that was like a gag where, like, we have a prequel video. We have little episodes in between each music film. And, like, one of them, they send a VHS tape to the Time Cops done in, like, a WF promo. So his sleazy lawyer to the main bad guy is, like, talking down to us. Like, oh, he's the shit. And one of the best parts is he's like, he's never met someone as strong as Ortega. And, Sebastian's guy flexes. He's like, no one as smart as him. And no one as bilingual as him. And, like, it cuts to Sebastian close up. He goes, yo soy the law. It's like, there you go. Yo soy the law.
Oh, very good. Yes. Languages, I struggle with one, honestly.
Yeah.
But anyway, we do have this track, Power Nerd, featuring Dana Jean Phoenix. And
don't they always?
Don't they always feature? I mean, every song honestly should feature Dana Jean Phoenix.
Power Nerd, I think it's like literally. Okay. Lately, it's Power Nerd featuring Dana Jean Phoenix. Like it's hard to find a Power Nerd song without her.
It is. It's like
awesome.
It's
they
great.
got something
honestly
going on there.
It's the best of both worlds. I mean, you have DJP just banging out the lyrics, and I'm sure she adds keys and stuff like that. And Power Nerd is just freaking Power Nerd. So
yeah,
let's go ahead and dive into that. Once again, this is the Ruins of Paradise. This is Power Nerd featuring Dana Jean Phoenix right here on Night Ride FM. Enjoy.
Caught underneath, gotta release the ruins of paradise. Caught underneath another piece of the wreckage. Gotta release, I'm breaking free from the grip of the ruins of paradise. You brought me back to life. Open city and its silence. Feel the smoke move through the air. Burning sun, an unexpected prisoner behind the walls. Too much to bear, so I got to rise up from the rubble. Ooh, rise up from the rubble.
And once again, that was Power Nerd featuring Dana Jean Phoenix with The Ruins of Paradise. Now, I believe this one's out on the Laserdisc label, believe it or not.
You got it.
Yeah, they're just kind of, they're shopping all their tunes, all their rad tunes around to, you know, different peeps. When's the Night Ride
from
release?
the album, Destroy to Create.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty soon we'll be having, you know, a label, maybe, someday.
Someday.
All right, before we go ahead, let's shout out a few more because we had even more people jump into this chat room. It's hopping. What do we got, Jules? Call some people out
We've
here.
got Vitamus in the chat. We've also got Base Geisha. And then over in YouTube, we've got Nin, which I'm going to guess, what, is that 9-inch nails?
Ooh, really?
Shout out to that. Yeah,
Trent
and then there's
Reznor?
also
Ladies and gentlemen.
TR808 Kakahashi is also in there.
Oh, I like that name. That's cool.
Hello, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening. And again, we are sorry we're talking so much. We do that
Chat.
during our live shows.
How we roll.
We'll get you back on your synthwave and chill in just a little bit. We got some more good stuff in tune in store for you. Right now, though, we are talking with our buddies Rob and Sebastian. So,
Hey.
yeah, we're so glad you guys are on the show. Sounds like you guys got a lot of things cooking, and you know, I can't wait to see you guys with the debut. It's gonna be rad, man. It's gonna be super rad.
We're just happy to be a part of this. You know, I appreciate the support and, you know, giving us the platform to talk about what's coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, though, we're going to jump into another track here. Speaking of rad tunes and keeping things moving along, we're going to actually drop this next one here because, you know, we got 9 tunes here tonight. It's not just all talk. It's got some rad stuff as well. So, Jules, you want to go ahead and let them know what we got lined up next here?
Oh, sure. So we've got from the Netherlands. This band is called La Vie Sauvage. It's a French name, but they're from Netherlands. And they sent us this track. It's Post-Apocalyptic Bliss featuring Emma Lee Cath here on Night Ride FM.
I'm dreadful, you're a rascal. We've been here, we've seen all. Don't want to think it through. Let's travel to where there's more to do. There's no one here but we are.
And once again, that was... Oh, shit, I can't say the name. Jules?
La Vie Sauvage.
Yes. Featuring Emma Lee Cath. With
post-apocalyptic bliss.
Yeah, that's a lot of words.
People are trying to like get us all tongue-tied here.
I can't even say, simple words. Like, I can't say French. I mean, come on. It's too much. All right, so we got some birthdays in the house. You want to go ahead and knock some of those birthdays out?
Fly through some birthdays. November 14th on Saturday. I totally missed a tweet to tweet this, but it was Quixotic's birthday.
Oh.
As well as Daniel from L.A. Arson. And
L.A. Larson.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. I'm sorry.
And then, let's see, yesterday, Moonrunner 83 celebrated her birthday. I forgot to tweet that one out because I didn't know until today.
Oh, man.
So happy belated. And today, November 17th, Hot Heels is celebrating a birthday, as well as Zerotonin and Adriel. So there you go. Happy birthday today to those three.
Happy birthday.
Tomorrow, my co-DJ at Tilt is celebrating a birthday. DJ, well, he doesn't like being called DJ. It's The Advantage. Brad.
Very nice.
He's my mentor. So there you go. Happy birthday to Brad. The Advantage from Tilt here in Toronto. And on the 19th, the producer named Polytame. I think it's Polytame, not Polyteam.
Yeah, I don't know. They're Russian. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Dark synth. Love it.
Oh, yeah. I know Karen. I believe Karen's played some of their music on her show.
Yeah.
And on the 20th, Hunter Complex is celebrating a birthday. On the 21st, it's Advocate and some guy named Groot.
Who?
I don't know. Some dude named Groot.
Some dude named Groot.
So that's you, Dennis.
Oh, wait, that's me. That's right. I do have a birthday.
Saturday,
I
it's your
stopped counting
birthday.
them, though. Yeah, it's true.
So what are we doing on your birthday?
What we're going to do is we're all going to get together, and I don't know. I want to do, you know what I want to do? When State of Synth is over, when we're on hiatus, I want to get together a Cyberpunk Red campaign. I think that'll be fun. It's kind of like D&D, but with Cyberpunk. I think it'll be fun. Jules, you and me could do it, and we can say it's for my birthday. So that way, if nobody shows up, then we can make them with, just saying they have to because it's my birthday. And that would be fun. So that's what I want.
By the way, Rob, Sebastian, when are your birthdays?
Mine's April 12th, Sebastian.
June 2nd.
All right, I'm noting this because I'm a stalker.
It's true. And we have one more birthday, is a J Vintage.
Yeah, on the 22nd, J Vintage.
Happy birthday to you. All right.
Yeah.
Let's do some more music. What do we have here?
Ooh. This one's good. From Sweden.
Sweden.
From the album Wasteland of Dreams. This is Peter Aries with This Is the 80s here on Night Ride FM.
It's reality.
This is the 80s, Mason. Nobody likes reality anymore.
Once again, that was Peter Aries with This Is the 80s. Yes, I love that
Sweet
tune.
melodic tune.
And it's got that key change in the middle of it. That's like boom, like that just hits you right in that 80s mark right there. I think it's great.
Oh, by the way, Karin was kind enough to correct me when I was mentioning their birthday. That Russian artist Polly Time.
Oh,
Polly Time.
Polly Time, very nice.
Spelled with a Taem, but it's Polly Time.
Is that a Russian thing where they mash up like one of those letters? They mash them up like the A and the E, and they like
Da. Привет.
Yeah, something like that. Like they mash up words like I do. Like I mash things up. So maybe I should speak Russian.
By the way, that was Peter Aries. You can find his music at peteraries.bandcamp.com.
All right. So we have Jules. We have some touring and event news. It's not all the great news where you can be out with people, but we can certainly watch them on the telly.
Well, yeah.
Sort of.
Unfortunately, we've got. Let's see. There's only one that I know of online stream. That's December 11th, and that's Cybertronic Spree, which is not really synthwave. They're more like a rock band, cover band, but I mean they dress up like the Transformers. So yeah, I'm gonna consider them synthwave.
It's just nostalgia.
Yeah. So December 11th, they're gonna be streaming a show online, and then that's about it for streams. I'm sure we're gonna hear some more in the next coming weeks. But until then, the only thing I've got listed are all the actual real performances next year, which
living on
may
a hope,
or may not happen.
Hope in a dream.
Yeah, because of this thing called the Rona.
The
But
Ronies.
February 24th to March 16th, the Midnight is hoping to tour Europe. And then on March 11th, in Glasgow, Ollie Ride is hoping to perform. And on the 13th, Ollie Ride in London is hoping to perform with Nina. And let's see, on March the 20th, Wolf Club and Roxy Drive, once again, are hoping to perform in London. I'm going to just keep saying that.
That's
and
it.
then on the 27th, Cyberpunk Night 2021 in Darmstadt, Germany with Ascillion, Neon Nox, Mega Hit, Midnight Danger, and Hyper.
Cyberpunk
Hopefully.
Hope Night.
Yeah, Cyberpunk Night. And then, you know what? I'll just rattle these ones off. The Report, Synthwave Party with Volker X in Nantes, France, April 3rd. And April 10th, Wave Defender 2, Billy Mays Band, Neko Flash, DJ set by Retro Synth Fury, and that goes down in Paris, France. And of course, the two biggest ones everyone's hoping for. Let's hope that the end of next summer, 2021, we get to enjoy Neon
Retro
in Rhode Island. And then if that doesn't fly, well, they've got a backup plan. They've got Neon Miami planned for the end of the year.
Yes.
So if it's freezing, we can all just meet down in Miami.
You know, Jules, I don't have a problem meeting in Miami if it works out.
You know what? If I have to, I'll go to Rhode Island and Miami. I mean, twist my rubber arm.
If we have to, my God. Yes.
Yeah, with Rob, Sebastian, we were talking to you guys about the Rona, and this vaccine that came out. Where let's just hope that stuff.
Hope wave. Hope wave.
Yeah, there were trials for two vaccines that had come out. The Pfizer one had, I believe, a 90% efficacy, and the Moderna one, surprisingly enough, which uses very similar technology, had 94%. And for reference, for a vaccine to be approved for wide use, I believe it needs to have a 40% efficacy. And so the idea that this had gotten so high is actually phenomenal news. If you want to hear a really good take about the virus, there's someone I've been watching since probably January, Scott Gottlieb. He was a former head of Pfizer, and he was giving the most measured takes about this crisis since even back when it was the quote-unquote just the flu era. He was always on the money about this, and he had an interview recently with, I think it was, not sure it was C-SPAN, but it was a major news network, and he was going over the details of both vaccines. If the data holds, which it looks like there's a significant chance it will, then we could see this being wrapped up by 2021, which is phenomenal news. This is stuff we've never seen a vaccine put out this fast. More importantly, having such a ridiculously high efficacy, and they were also large studies. The Pfizer one, I believe, was 40,000 people involved, and of the severe cases of COVID, the only ones that were severe were placebo. So it protected all the people that had the vaccine from the virus. So that is excellent.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
I mean, we know they developed this just to save synthwave concerts.
That's
I'm
right.
pretty sure.
Yes, or
I know Pfizer and Moderna are big synthwave fans.
They are.
Yeah.
If all else fails, you can just do what Rex Balls is doing in the chat room. He just snorted some bleach this morning, so there's always that. I love Rex. We're talking about numbers and facts and figures. I go into the chat room and I see Rex Balls, and he's like, I just snorted some bleach this morning. And I'm like, you know what? You guys are my people. You really are. I tell you what, we just had a couple other people pop on our YouTube as well. Yeah. Quick shout out to, I can't read the name, but he just popped in. He says he likes what's going on.
Yeah, let's see. There's Flashback 81, who's I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
I think he loved that.
In fact, a recent Patreon supporter, so we'll be calling him out in just a little bit. Thank you so much for your support. Flashback 81.
Yeah, he liked that La Vie Sauvage track.
Oh yeah.
There's also, what is it, Josia Rome?
Ooh.
Or is it Josie Rome?
Josie.
Wow.
Very nice. I like that.
Yeah. We've also got Thetan Bait.
Thetan Bait. Good old Thetan Bait.
Yeah, Thetan Bait. Good old Thetan Baits in the Night Ride chat.
Very good.
So how about listening to another song?
Let's listen to another song, Jules.
Two more to play, yeah.
What do we have lined up?
So, I mentioned this earlier. Their album came out today.
Yes.
From Russia. The album is called Ember City, and this is Synthepex with Inside Out here on Night Ride FM.
Now behind me, no need to hide me, come what may. In a sense that used to guide me, it's not to find me since today. Storm comes and there is no protection from what I'm yet to face. I know I need no preparation to be gone without a trace. I'm just a runaway from things I had to care about too much until today. No longer training stress around me as I run away from things that turn me inside out. I'm gonna find a way from what I want to live without. I'm just a runaway from things I had to care about too much until today. No longer training stress around me as I run away from things that turn me inside out. I'm gonna find a way from what I cannot stand. For some time I used to follow my sick and hollow ignorance. It's the mind that I once swallowed.
And once again, that was Synth Apex with Inside Out. That was groovy, man. I like that.
That was actually really good. It's like I could hear a little bit of DePeachy mode in there.
Yes, the Peachies.
Yeah, DePeachy. And something
Hungry.
else. I can't put my finger on it, but yeah, great track. The album's great.
Well, very
Ember
good.
City. So check them out. They're you can find them at synthfx.bandcamp.com. I'm pasting it into the chats right now.
Very good. Very good. All right, so we've getting ready to dive on into the part of the show where we talk about making money. I'm just kidding.
Before we do that, let's quick shout out to the Chaser X.
Yes,
Who's
shout out.
over in our YouTube chat said hello.
We would love to play requests. In fact, we're thinking about doing some different things for our season finale, which will be coming up in about a couple more episodes. We might just do a fun thing where we just play requests all night, and it might be a big fun thing. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. Amazing. We appreciate you.
What's this about money? Patreons.
Oh, yes. So we have this thing called a Patreon, and I'll put on the official Patreon music here. Now, give us some money. No, I'm just kidding. No, we do have some wonderful supporters out there, and Night Ride FM is a big operation. We pretty much put on a 24/7 synthwave stream, synthwave news, live synthwave shows, articles, interviews, you name it. We try to bring you some live programming as well. We had a ton of just live events throughout the whole summertime, which was great because
we've got other shows too, like Karen's. That's going to be on Thursday night.
That's right.
I believe that one's going to be at UK time, so it's going to be 1 p.m. EST.
Yes.
9, I guess. What is it? 10 a.m. Karen Zoe Lee time.
Yes, KZL. We have a new time zone. It's called KZL, and it's basically the same as Pacific time. So if you're on the Pacific Coast, you can definitely go with KZL time. We do honor it here at Night Ride FM. But anyway,
she's got artist Starwave.
Oh,
she's gonna be interviewing Starwave.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah. But again, we have the greatest group of supporters, and not only just the people that support us with the Patreon, just a really good group of people. So if you guys are really looking to dive into a really, really cool community, you can always go to nightride.fm/Discord, and we have a cool Discord community. We have over 1,000 members, all active, all just doing goofy stuff. We got Rex Balls in there, Sniff and Bleach, and Pizza Time. What other Discord has Pizza Time? So you definitely check us out and join the little community. It's fun. But speaking of our Patreon supporters, we want to thank our very important supporters that really help kind of keep the lights on. It's expensive to run these servers, and we only want to do it right so you guys can get the best stuff. So anyway, we have brand new supporter, and he is in the chat room right now. We have Howard Liebers, aka Flashback81, who is also a producer. So thank you so much for your support. We also have Real Pain 941. I'm really just kind of dying to find out where that username comes from. Is he like a dentist maybe? I don't know. We'll find out. We want to get to know you. Real Pain 941. Come and hit us up in the Discord and say hi. It's always tough connecting the Discord with the Patreon, with the producers' names, and it's tricky, but we want to get to know you. Eventually we're going to start calling you by the right name. Sorry, Justin Hoffman, aka Night Razor.
Yeah.
I say I want to correct him every show, and I always forget to correct him. But he got it right this time, so good job. We have Brad Barco. Thank you so much. He is a brand new supporter of Night Ride FM, so thank you so much for your support. We have some older supporters that have been around for a while. We have Mario's Call. I messed this one up too. Jules, help.
This is a Greek one, man. Greek is hard. Marios Kalogerepoulos.
Yes, the Ulos is like a Greek. We need Demi K.
Ela Yasu.
All right. And we have, thank you so much, by the way, Ryan Arp. Thank you so much for your support. This is my buddy. His name is Christopher Estrata, and that's Puerto Rican. That's Spanish. Hispanic. So I can pronounce that for some reason. Plus, I've known him since I was 13, maybe? So
Nice.
I can pronounce his name. All right. I'm dragging this on. I gotta keep it moving. Neverman just put out this banging. It's a microwave remix of Droid Bishop tune. Doing it right, I believe. And he has a SoundCloud. You can always go to Neverman's SoundCloud. He also is just a badass producer. But this microwave remix is killer.
You know what? You know who else put out a wicked remix, by the way?
Who's that?
Our friend System Glitch.
Yes, he did.
Did a remix of that track.
He did.
There's a bunch of people who've done it.
Yep.
So I can't wait to hear them all.
Good remixes all around. Inexcedra, just another banging producer. Thank you so much. And Gable Gathel?
That sounds right. Gable Gathel.
We'll go with that. Thank you so much for your support. He's been really on the roster for a long time, so I know I see that name a lot. Thank you so much for everyone and all your support. Nightride.fm. We really appreciate it. And it doesn't really go into our pockets. It just goes into just keeping the server alive. So good on you guys. That's it. That's our show. Thanks a lot for listening. We want to send a very special shout out to our very special guests, Power Rob, Dark Rob, and Sebastian. Thanks so much,
guys. Thank you so much for being on.
Thanks for having us. It
was fun. We had a good time. And, make sure you check us out December 19th. We're going to be hanging over with Electrish and Eddie. Right?
All right.
December 19th, right?
Yeah. It's going to be 2 years in the making. So we've had a couple teaser clips I think you guys have seen. So that's just the tip of the iceberg. So really appreciate Static Realms having us on there, and I really appreciate you guys giving us the chance to make this announcement.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 2 years of hard work that is finally going to come out. So we're really stoked.
Very good. Very good. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap up this bad boy, put everyone to bed and all that good stuff. Jules, do you want to go ahead and wrap us up with this one last track?
Hells yeah. One of my favorite artists, too. And this time he's collaborated. So we're going to send you guys off to sleep or to work, wherever you are. Italian producer, Simulacrum. Partnered up. He's got Cody Carpenter, the son of John Carpenter, on this one.
Very nice.
It's called Night Fight by Simulacrum, featuring Cody Carpenter here on Night Ride FM. Have a good night, everyone. Power Rob, Sebastian, thank you for joining us. Dark Rob, he tuned out, but it was great to have him on. So yes, Dennis, you have a good night too.
You too. See you next time, guys.